Hey, I'm Kyle with DIY Garage Door Parts, and today I'm going to show you how to change your end bearing plates. A lot of times your end bearing plates, the bearings can wear out just over time. Sometimes like the installer that installed your door, they kind of had them cocked over to the left or the right, and that will prematurely wear them out. A lot of times you can see black steel dust on your track or around here, and it can start to cut into your torsion shaft. So it's a good idea to change these out. These make a big difference on how smooth your door operates too. But the first thing we need to do, we'll need a set of end bearing plates, a right one and a left one, and they're sold in pairs on our website. You need a set of winding bars to take the tension off of your springs. And then also you'll need either a 3/8, 4-point or 8-point socket, or you can also use a 7/16 wrench, works also. Since the end bearing plates are under a lot of tension, your cables and your springs are pulling down on the end bearing plates. The first thing you want to do is take your spring tension off of your torsion springs. So get your winding bars, raise up, and you'll take the set keys, loosen those up. And just loosen them up until you have no tension on it. And you'll have to do the same on the other side too if you've got a 2-spring setup. Alright, so after you've got tension off the first one, if you've got a 2-spring setup, you will want to take the tension off the second one. Alright, so now that we've got the tension off the springs, we'll go to one side and we will loosen the drum. And you'll take your cable, and I like to wrap it around the track so it's out of the way. Then move your drum over where it's out of the way too. All right, we'll need a few tools to take these end bearing plates off. Sometimes it's 7/16, that's in most cases it'll have 7/16 bolts. Occasionally you'll see a 1/2-inch bolt nut that'll hold it on there. And then if you have like a wood door or a 15-inch radius, a lot of times you'll have 7/16 wood lags holding it to the framework in the back. So in this case, this one doesn't have any wood lags. It's just got the 9/16 bolts and nuts holding it. So there's two. There's usually one in the back and one in the front, like right here and right here. So how you can tell this is 12-inch radius is this piece of angle doesn't go to the top of this flag bracket. If it was 15-inch radius, it would mount up here. And usually if it's 15-inch radius, they'll put 2 bolts here, and then they'll use a lag to mount it back here so it doesn't tilt. Sometimes they'll forget to do that, and that's what will wear out your end bearing plates prematurely. So you're gonna take your left end bearing plate, put it back on, bolt everything back up just the way it was. And it's a good idea to go ahead and lubricate this with like something like the Denko Gel Lube or the Pro 44 Lube that we sell on our site. So go ahead and spray in the spray it where it's getting the shaft and the bearing, and kind of in the bearing races there too. And then in his case, we're gonna go ahead and put the wood lag back in. And if you can get a wood lag in, it's a good idea to put it in. It's just extra secure, and it's not gonna allow any side movement and wear out the bearings prematurely. Okay, so next we're gonna move over to the right-hand side and change out that end bearing plate. All right, so we're gonna loosen the drum on this side. Then wrap your cable so it gets out of the way. And go ahead and take that lag out. So now that we have our end bearing plates changed out, now we've got to put our spring tension back on. So you bring your ladder over. You can start on either side if you want, whichever side you want. On this door it's 7 foot tall, so we're going to be looking at like 30 to 31/4 turns. And if this would have been an 8 foot tall door, you would have been putting about 34 or 35/4 turns on this. So go ahead and prop your bar. It's pinned against the door so it can't move anywhere. And go ahead and tighten the keys down. About 3/4 of a turn once the keys hit the torsion bar. And then you'll move down to one side and put your cables on. You'll just lock in this slot and the stop holds it in place. And just get it so where there's, you know, a little tension on it. And finger tighten the keys down before you tighten them up. And again, about 1/2 to 3/4 of a turn is good. You don't want to put major dents in the torsion bar. All right, and do the same thing on this other side. Okay, so wind it up. You want about the same tension as you had over there, so the door will be level. Then go back over to where you had propped your winding bar. and go ahead and raise up while you're holding the other bar, and it'll pop out. And now your cables are what's holding the tension on the spring, so it won't spin or anything. Now go over to the second spring, and we're gonna wind it up the same exact way. Drop your bar and go ahead and then tighten the keys down. Then go ahead and take the tension out or lift up to get your bar out. Should be back in business. In your door, you would want to check your balance of your door. You should be able to lift it pretty easy. It should be, you know, set halfway on its own. Should be easy to raise. Should set up at, you know, pretty much level or a little lower than level of the door opening. You can go ahead and re-engage your opener and then try it out.